Hey everybody, I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden. Today I'm going to pot up my ginkgo trees, and gradually as I go through this process you'll get to see these grow from seed, and I'll do a final video that kind of has it all together, but this is just another step in the process of it. These were started from seed. They took about a month to germinate maybe, and I basically just had them in this little yogurt cup, covered it up with saran wrap, and then I put the top of it on with the big hole cut out so it can be like a rim that holds on that saran wrap to it. And I kept the humidity in there until they germinated, and we gradually ended up with about 4 little trees. Now, germination rate was probably about 50% because I think I had 8 or 9 seeds in there. So we're at 45–50% on that. But the next step is we're going to mix some soil to put together for these little ginkgo trees. Now, so you can see this, all I'm doing is I'm mixing some potting soil with some bark chips. These are the same bark chips I've used in my garden, vegetable garden, to create some pretty good soil. And what they're going to do in the pots is create a little bit of drainage here. So we'll see how that works. And I'm going to give it a good mix. It's got some perlite in it as well in the potting mix that we've got. Nothing too complicated there. Important thing, you don't want to have too much compaction in your soil mix. Okay, so now is the moment of truth. Let's see what kind of roots these little ginkgo trees have. We're going to break them up very gently. Ooh, it's very soggy. So here's the first one. Not too bad. Put a little sprig there. And here's the next one. Just like that. You can still see it's got that seed still on it where it's branched out from there. And very gently, there's 2 more. That one still has the seed. The other one you can see where it's actually let go of the seed. That'll focus. Okay, but they're not that complicated at all. I'm going to check these other seeds and just see. They have not actually broken through. So what I may do is put that soil back in that little cup. Maybe try for some more. Maybe the germination has just not gotten quite where it needs to be yet for these other 1 or 2 seeds to go. So for now, I'm going to put these aside. Actually, this one has a crack in it, and it almost looks like something's eaten out of the crack. So maybe I don't need to mess with that soil anymore at all. So the next step, I'm just going to go on and fill up my pots with the soil mix that I've got here. Of course, I've got plenty of these old pots that I've had around for years. I pretty much save everything I've got. And I'm going to fill it up a good bit of the way here. And then I'm going to take one of the seedlings, pop it in here, and hold it up with one hand. I wish I could hold this a little better so you could see that. And fill it up with the other. So now I have a new ginkgo tree potted up. So I'll repeat that process with the others. Let me get this up a little higher. That might work better. Okay. So I'm going to fill up the pot part way with the seed, and then I'm going to take my ginkgo tree and have to excuse the shakiness. There's an earthquake caused by a 2-year-old for a minute. And right in here, just fill those up, and if it feels like your tree is getting in too low, you can just kind of lightly pull it up a little. So I'm going to have to make more mix here, but this is what you got. So I've got 2 of those planted. I've got 2 more to go, but that's 4 of these little trees, and I'm going to keep them in pots until this fall, when hopefully they have grown a pretty strong and sturdy root system, and then that's when I'll plant them in the ground somewhere. We've got some ideas for that, but they probably won't be at our current house. They'll probably be over on our property. That way we can enjoy those for years to come. Ginkgo trees can live for a very long time, thousands of years in some places. So what's really cool about them is the fall color. They're a bright gold, and then all of a sudden in one day the gold drops off the trees it litters the ground with all these leaves that are in golden color, and it's like a magic carpet just down on the ground. And here we have 4 little ginkgo trees, and I'm going to let them acclimate to these new pots for a little bit. And as they do and as they grow, I'm going to come back with some fertilizer. I'll probably use fish emulsion to start to try to get some nice green growth and get some good size on them before the fall hits. But for now, I'm just going to put them in the greenhouse where they're nice and protected, where hopefully no animals like rabbits or deer are going to come over and have a snack. Always got to watch for those here. So now I've got them moved into the greenhouse. They look pretty good out over here, and I've got them in a flat that actually collects water in the bottom of it so they can bottom water after I've given them an initial watering up here at the top. And so now it's just a matter of letting them grow, letting them do what they need to do. And I'm just going to add fertilizer like I mentioned before, and we'll see how they grow. So that's pretty much it on the ginkgo, but let's take a look at some of the other things that we've got going on here today. Just kind of give you a little glimpse as what we've been working on. So we've been doing a lot of work here in the garden, in the vegetable garden, and I started putting up our tomato trellises. So what we're going to do is put these poles in. They're tied together, and then we're going to tie this cross pole all the way across, and then we're going to string up our tomato plants off of them. You see right down there's a tomato plant next to that bottle, and we'll just tie it up with a string going up all the way to the top here. So that's how we're going to do some of the tomatoes. The other tomatoes we're going to of course do with a regular cage setup and system. But we've just been going through, cleaning up, making sure everything is neat and organized, and really trying to make things happen good this year. So that's it from Growing the Home Garden. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe for more garden stuff.